Okay, I should be live. I should be live on YouTube. This is going to be an exciting one today. Very, very close to the overall record. So while this is the world record in singles Battle Factory, the doubles world record is quite a bit higher than this. I've actually not got chat loaded. How do I reload that? Oh no. That might be back. If I am live, please type something in chat. I can't actually see it on my end. I've been having internet issues all week. It's not loaded. It's not loaded at all for me. So yeah, we're doing singles, trying to get past the doubles record of 259, but Noland is waiting for us on 252, which is a big deal. So this next round is probably the most important one. I really want to have a good draft. Thanks, guys. Okay. And I haven't dropped any frames. That's an excellent start to the stream. I would like to get, if I'm going to use up my luck one last time on this streak, let it be now. It's obviously a lucky streak to get this far. Battle Factory is the rental facility. We have to rent Pokemon and we swap after we beat people and then we get new teams. Next opponent, ground type. Is it also high risk? It is. Okay. You're going to stop? I won't stop Battle Frontier, but might stop soon. Unfortunately, ground high risk is a bit scary. It does imply the explosion sets on Golem and Claydol, Steelix, Orangeville, Nidoking, the double-edged Flygon sets with Bright Powder. There's also Swampert. Okay, but not Quagsire, apparently. We have Quagsire. We have Quagsire free. Quagsire free would be high risk if it appeared on the enemy team because of Double Edge. Yeah, Fisher is also quite... Yeah, Doug Trio activates high risk on its own. Doug Trio 3 and 4 are Double Edge and Fisher. Quagsire free is not a bad opening option. So we don't really want to swap here because... on 252 is Noland, and Noland has 31 IV Pokemon. Most of the enemies before then will be 3 IV opponents only. Okay. I don't really want to have to rely on Gardevoir 1. The UK, bruv. Okay, so we got our water type sorted. Please give me something that floats. I'm a little bit worried about the ground spec on match 1. Okay, so maybe we are relying on Endure Reversal again. Heracross 4 heavily featured in the last double stream on Twitch. We probably have to take Blaziken. Probably have to. Admittedly, that is a floater. Altaria 3. I remember Altaria 3 from a few months back when it hit every single sing against me. Set up and killed me. Hey, good luck with the Gulpin. Okay, we got Snorlax 2. Are we thick fat? We're immunity. That's the wrong ability on Snorlax 2, but it's a pretty good draft overall. We've avoided the worst things. We now have to decide on what actually comes. I don't like it leading with Endure Reversal because we won't know the enemy set quite often on turn 1. And it's ideal to have Blaziken come in to take damage on purpose. I think everything is possible to consider here except for Gardevoir. Gardevoir is out for being too unreliable. It's not just the fact that I have to hit Hypnosis, it's also the fact that so many Pokemon have Lum and Chesto sets in Gen 3. Like, my kind of feeling is to take Snorlax, Altaria, Blaziken. Although Altaria 3 is not great, it is a Lumberry natural Curemon, which does make it very useful. I think perhaps more likely is that I take Slowbro 1 though. Slowbro 1 is a much more steady option. The problem with Slowbro 1 is that Slowbro 1 and Snorlax 2 on the same team. That's a very, very slow team. And Blaziken's not great at revenge killing because the only accurate strong move it has is Earthquake. Greetings. Earthquake is a very common move in the factory, yeah. I also don't know what to lead. I mean, if I'm taking Slowbro, I'm probably leading it. I'm actually half thinking about leaving Snorlax behind, but I think it's wrong. I want to go Slowbro, Blaziken, Altaria. The more I think about it, the more I want to do it. I'm a bit worried about backline Watermons then, though. Not just on the first match, on future matches, because so many Water types do run Blizzard or Ice Beam. Oh, maybe it's Quagsire. Like, maybe it's Quagsire. Do I break my own rule and lead Blaziken? Lead Blaziken, put Snorlax and Quag in the back, and probably swap one of them. I don't really like leading that. I think I'm going to come unstuck against faster opponents, right? I had a third poke, like Stockfish. There's no Pokemon Stockfish. What there is the Battle Factory Buddy, which helps for scouting the enemies. I'll link that in chat. I won't be using it today. The Battle Factory Buddy, and then there's the Damage Calc, which we will be using if it comes up, and there's a close damage calc, we'll use it. Quag is okay into ground. Like we've got a quite considerable direct bulk advantage, and a lot of ground types. Well, not a lot, but quite a few of them are weak to ground themselves. We have Golem and Nidoking and stuff, and Rhydon. But yeah, there's no like Pokemon software. There's no website that tells you what to do. Actually, there's another website I can link. There is the Battle AI website. It tells you how the AI scores various moves, which is useful, but anyone who plays this game a lot already knows most of this stuff. So it's more for double checking. It'd be like how you might Google. What did I Google? What's the last thing I Googled? I Googled the PP on a move in Gen 4 2 days ago. I've forgotten what it was. I think it might have been Stun Spore. Something is telling me not to take the Slowbro, and something is also telling me not to take Altaria. We'll go Quagsire, Blaziken, Snorlax. Quagsire, Whiscash, and Swampert are quite good in Gen 3 because of how rare Pokemon are that have good grass moves. It's basically just Sceptile, and we have Blaziken. I think I'm getting Quag. I'm getting Quag, Blaziken, Snorlax. I do wish we were thick fat though. So I'll put that in on the overlay. It'll appear on the bottom right. What does reading live memory mean? So a lot of plugins and programs that people use when they play read directly from the game data to like extract what your team is and what the enemy team is. So reading live memory, like let's say you were someone who was playing through the games casually, but you wanted to record for YouTube, you might read the live memory to read your own team, because then you can display it or something in like in an overlay for the stream. So like your viewers can always see exactly what your team is at any given time, which would be a nice quality of life feature. Unfortunately, we can't do that in the Frontier because we have like, well, it'll be easier when I go into the first match, to be honest, to explain it. Wait, game crash. It did crash. My Gen 4 game crashed last week and I lost my Battle Tower doubles. So the issue of live memory reading is this, basically. We'll see what Ava leads with. So it's Doug Trio, right? So there's 4 possible Doug Trio sets, and I don't know which one it is. But if I live memory read the actual game data, I could see exactly which one it is. Like if it's Doug Trio 2, I would just know, and then that would be an unfair advantage. It'd be an advantage I'm not meant to have. I'm not meant to know what this Doug Trio is. So yeah. So yeah, the Battle Tower doubles Gen 4 streak died last week to a game crash. I really hope my PC doesn't crash this week. It might happen, but it's just one of those things that happens. Because it's high risk, it is very likely to be Doug Trio 3 or 4, like I said. Because high risk, high return is the opponent's style, and Double Edge and Fisher are both high risk moves. And it needs the enemy team has to have at least 2 high risk moves to activate high risk, high return. Now I don't think we're ever swapping here. I think we have to stay in. I don't want to test Arena Trap anyway, and we're just going to use Earthquake. If we get hit by Fisher, we get hit by Fisher. There is a good chance Doug Trio just hits every Fisher here, and then that's the end of the streak. I shouldn't have mentioned it. Okay, that's a really bad start to the match. That is a really, really bad start to the match. I now have a decision to make. I can go Snorlax. Snorlax's Earthquake will KO Doug Trio, but Snorlax will be vulnerable to Fisher. The other option is that I go Blaziken and I use Endure. Doug Trio is always going to use Earthquake against Blaziken because it kills. So we use Endure on Blaziken, we get our speed boost, and then we kill the Doug Trio with Reversal. The downside of that, obviously, is that we've then taken damage on Blaziken, and Blaziken is unlikely to be able to sweep the enemy team. There will be a ground-type Pokemon in the back. I'm just wondering, it's a risk to put Snorlax in. So against Snorlax, it's the same as Quagsire, so this Doug Trio, it's 50% to pick Earthquake and it's 50% to pick Fisher against an opponent that lives Earthquake. So it chose a 50% Fisher then against Quagsire and hit it, so that's 15%. Snorlax would be risking the same 15% outcome, but if Fisher hits Snorlax, I will lose. I really don't think Blaziken's going to sweep. Do any grounds live max damage reversal? Yeah, unfortunately there's things like Claydol and Nidoking and Nidoqueen. There's also Swampert possible. And Whiscash. I need to make a decision on that. My gut feeling is to go Blaziken. 15% sounds like a lot, doesn't it? If the switch in is something that Blaziken can't kill, I can then switch to Snorlax. That's possible. I don't know how I feel about risking a Blaze Overheat versus some of these potential switch-ins though. Obviously, a lot of the things that would live reversal could be taken out by overheat. I would also be on... I'd be on 1 HP, obviously, with Blaziken as well, so I'd be vulnerable to quick claws, I would be vulnerable to, you know, bright powder misses and stuff. Quick attack is quite a rare move in the... Priority moves in general, they're quite rare. It could be something like Arcanine in the back with extreme speed, I guess. It's impossible to rule that out. Geniuses go Blaziken. 1 HP Blaziken and Snorlax versus the enemy team. Probably have to take it, I think. I don't want to lose the double Fisher. We get our Slack boost here. And for style points, we can Earthquake. I guess maybe the PP could matter in some really bizarre scenarios. I will actually reversal then. Yeah, I mean, Dugtrio is quite likely to use Earthquake on Snorlax, but it's fine. There's no King's Rock in the back. There is Item Claws on the enemy team in Gen 3. Oh, that's really not good. Yeah, so if I can save Blaziken here, but God, Claydol is a really bad switch in for me. There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. I'm wondering if it's worth it to save Blaziken. Blaziken is... it's hardy, it's not plus speed. Blaziken is faster than basically all the slow Pokemon and all of the Pokemon without investment, but there are a good chunk of Pokemon that could be in the back, that could outspeed me, you know, could be a Jolteon in the back, could be an Arcanine. Claydol being a switch-in is not that surprising, I guess, given that they all have super effective moves against Blaziken. Calc, we don't need the Calc. There's no way Overheat kills. Could Endure Scout, yeah. What would be the downside of Endure Scouting? Claydol free could freeze me with Ice Beam. That's it. Would it change my play if I saw its move? I probably would save Blaziken against Claydol free. It might be worth to go for the crit, you know, though. I'm a bit worried about Snorlax trying to PP stall Claydol, though. Does this so hype you up? A little bit, yeah. I'm mostly emotionally detaching from this just to try and make the right decision, though. No, they won't use Psych Up. Claydol, if I use Curse and it's Claydol 1, what Claydol 1 is going to start doing is just spamming the move Psych Up. It'll let me kill it. It's random move, though. It's not random in the sense that it is going to attack me. There is smart AI in the frontier this high up. I think I do Endure Scout. If I get frozen by Ice Beam, that just... that would just put a cap on it, wouldn't it? Okay, that's not much information, though. I'm very worried about setting up on this with Snorlax because of the Risk of Earthquake crit. I also don't want Claydol 2 to boost up, because if Claydol 2 gets too many defensive boosts, I'm actually going to be unable to kill it with Rock Slide fast enough. I do still stream on Twitch. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So do I want to try and risk a overheat miss? Get a guaranteed damage in with reversal. Guaranteed damage from reversal is quite important if it is Claydol 2. I think it is going to be reversal. And then what is Snorlax doing? So our min roll damage with reversal into Claydol 2 is 51.4%. Low-key, that's not enough. Low-key, that's not enough. It's going to dribble past 70% in 3 turns of leftovers healing, that means. And then past 70% it can set up again. Double team becomes much more likely. It might be time for overheat. Crit, yeah. I'm just wondering about saving Blaziken though. Because Blaziken is pretty fast. If I switch out here, I do lose to Claydol 2 almost certainly. I'd have to hit 3 Rock Slides in probably 9 or 10 attempts into what is probably going to be a +6 evasion Claydol. I guess what I could do is waste all of my Earthquake PP first against Claydol 2, so that when I run out of Rock Slides, I then immediately start using Struggle. I think saving Blaziken might be better, you know. It is a bit scary that it's a 2 in 3 chance of Claydol 2, but I don't automatically lose against Claydol 2. I will have an out against it. Okay. I do lose my Selak boosting this as well. Oh, damn. Okay. That is really bad news, right? It did 24 damage. I think that guarantees it being Claydol 4. I think this is Claydol 4 every time. Claydol 2 is calm. Claydol 4 is adamant. So yeah, 36, and then we are 151. Yeah, this is Claydol 4. Must be. Because we need another. We need another 2/3 reduction on that. Yeah. Claydol 4 was good news until it got the special defense drop. Yeah, it's about 10% to explode every turn. That's scary. We definitely want to do at least one curse. I don't think there's any doubt about that. What's going to suck about this is I'm not going to be able to predict when it explodes. Once it goes below 50%, explosion becomes a lot more likely. Explosion kills Snorlax here. Not at 232, no. The problem with explosion is if it explodes, I don't get a turn. Because explosion ends the turn basically instantly, and Snorlax doesn't get to use a move. No. Snorlax would live. Boom. Claydol not last mon, no. Last mon could be like anything. So last mon doesn't have a King's Rock or a Focus Band. But the enemy has already fulfilled high risk. I have to curse. It's always going to be Earthquake or Boom. So what's really, really scary about this now is that it can just Earthquake crit me and I lose. If it's a last mon 1v1, then Boom does get -1, but it can explode at low HP, even in the final 1v1, and then a tie is a loss for the player. Don't need to worry about that, in the sense that this is not the final Pokemon, though. I don't think I can afford to play around the crit here. And if I curse again, then Psychic and Earthquake are sometimes going to outdamage each other, which I'm not sure is a good thing. On the other hand, I need the attack boost to do more damage to Claydol. This is going to be so close. I think I have to curse again, though. Claydol is going to have 2 chances to kill me with a crit. The upside of attack, I guess I could Rock Slide before rest as well. And that way Blaziken can kill Flygon. Not Flygon, Claydol. Because I'll still have Blaze Overheat. But I think I'd rather curse. Triple ground would be so scary, dude. I'm thinking about Backmon, Donphan, Swampert, Steelix, Flygon, Whiscash. It can't be Donphan because of the type matchup into Blaziken, though. I do have to use Curse. What I need it to do now is to keep using Earthquake instead of Psychic. It's important. Yeah, so we 4-shot with Rock Slide. It's probably not going to happen though, because what's going to happen here is I'll get attacked, I Rock Slide, I get attacked again, I Rock Slide again. And then Claydol is going to be in boom range. And on the final, if I Rock Slide 3 times, it's going to be below 30%, so it's going to get the additional bonus chance of exploding. Oh, I wish I could open the buddy. I would use the buddy here. So the final Mon, if it has a super effective move against Blaziken, it must have an equal or worse type matchup to Claydol. So Swampert and Whiscash qualify, so does Flygon. And then outside of that, it's basically water types. I guess fire types also possible in the back, but Blaziken is faster than most of those. This is important because if Claydol explodes on Snorlax, I'm probably losing Snorlax. Not because explosion kills, but because I'm going to probably be asleep for it. I guess I could Rock Slide Rest and then just only use Rest. The problem with that is that it's going to start using Psychic. And it got this special defense drop on the first Psychic. If it gets one more, I can't actually PP stall it at all. Oh yeah, there's also the ghost types. Yeah, because Blaziken is firefighting. Crap. Gengar is obviously faster than Blaziken, even with the Ivy gap. Dusclops is too tanky. I can't reverse in any of these Pokemon. I've got the spreadsheet open, I'm just scrolling through it. Salamence also possible. A lot of these Pokemon I would have a small chance against because of reversal crit at least. Yeah, there's also Zapdos. Oh my god, yeah, there's all the flying types, dude. There's all of them, and so many of them are faster, and so many of them can live a Blaze Overheat. We're playing with crap. What I'm wondering here, the reason why I'm talking through all this stuff about the Pokemon in the back is that I'm wondering if I have to try and predict when it explodes. I wonder if I have to switch Blaziken into the explosion. Like, for example, I could Rock Slide twice and then switch. This is the last chapter because this is the... We either lose today or we go past 259 and it's the longest streak ever. Let me load up the AI check on explosion. So yeah, it's 50% for +1, 50% for +0. So once I Rock Slide twice, it's 75% for Claydol to use explosion. I could just switch Blaziken into that. It resets the special defense drop on Snorlax. It also means I lose my curse boost. And then it's just a Snorlax 1v1. Snorlax does beat most things. I wouldn't be lost to waters and flying types in the same way that Blaziken would. But I switched Blaziken out for a reason, right? I switched Blaziken out because it's fastened so much at the factory. We lose chest, yeah, it's... Let's Rock Slide. If I crit Rock Slide, I'm staying in, I think. Okay. Okay, that drop is really bad. It's only gonna use Psychic. It's not gonna use Earthquake anymore. It's gonna be Psychic or Boom. So it's 10% to Boom here. The back-to-back Psychic drops on both Psychics. I might be able to PP stall it. 286. I'm wondering if I curse again. Because if I can get it... If I can hit it below... If I can hit it below 30%, the chance of explosion becomes about 95%. Could sack Blaziken. Yeah. I wonder if I would like to curse again. And if I didn't get 2 special defense drops, I think I would do it. I think we would do 3 more curses and then rock slide to put it below 30, and then we would switch Blaziken into a 95% chance of using explosion. And then we put Snorlax back in for the final Pokemon. The problem is Snorlax is never going to have more than 150 HP because I have to rest. So I'm either going to be asleep or I'm going to be below 150 because I can't PP stall Psychic without then risking explosion immediately. So it's basically, I don't know. So Backmon, yeah? Backmon, there's basically 2 scenarios that matter. The first one is that it's a Backmon without a super effective move into Blaziken, which rules out most waters, most flyers. It also rules out most normal types. And it makes a chance of a grass, a fire, honestly not a poison, not a steel. It makes those types more likely. The other option is that the Backmon does have a super effective move against Blaziken. And because Claydol is not a good type matchup for Blaziken, Claydol comes in before them. So basically every water, every flying Pokemon in the game, and then there's all of the ground types as well. Basically Swampert, Flygon. I think I lose if Claydol explodes on Snorlax. If the last one is something like Credilli or Vileplume, it probably doesn't matter what I do against Claydol, because I probably already win. Do I switch? Oh wait, there's a raid from BB's. Didn't know you could raid on YouTube. Okay. Thanks, BB's. It's going poorly. We began this match with Dugtrio using Fisher on Quagsire, and now we're looking at Claydol. And Claydol got double special defense drops. $168. Blaziken's fast in a lot of the water types, dude. It's just going to be so scary if it's a special attacking water that comes out next. I'd probably stay in with Snorlax and use Earthquake, right? Do I keep Blaze? I mean, I can like one-shot Golduck and stuff. They need heavy investment to live Reversal. Most of them are slower. The water types, that is. But the flying types are an issue because they resist the move. There's also nonsense like Tentacruel, yeah. Yeah, Claydol was a really bad option actually, because it heavily implies that Blaziken might get blocked. We were water absorb. I can't curse. Claydol is going to continue using Psychic or Explosion for the rest of this 1v1. It's not going to use Earthquake ever again. Claydol is like 75% to boom here. We're not going to be able to curse 3 times. It would be 1 in 64 to live that long. It has to be Claydol 4 because of the first Psychic only doing 24 damage to Snorlax, which is definitely an adamant reduction. Because we go to... Psychic is 36 and then that's another third down to 24. Also, it did way too much damage with Earthquake on the following turn. The thing I hate most about this is the fact that Explosion ends the turn. If I could rest, if it could explode, then I could rest. I'd probably do that. But if it explodes, it skips Snorlax's move. I mean, Explosion doesn't kill Snorlax. If it's a flying type in the back, if it's a flying type, I can probably take their physical attack. Like if a flying type comes in and uses Aerial Ace, I can live that after the explosion. It would have to be something like Moltres to go through that, or Aero. I think I always lose to Aero, to be honest. Moltres would be the kind of Pokemon I'd want to be sacking Blaziken for, though. I'm not using Rock Slide. That's crazy. If I'm staying and I'm using Rest, definitely. Rock Slide doesn't kill, and Rock Slide just makes Explosion even more likely. I was so worried about being Flygon or Swampert. Do I switch? Flygon 2 kills me. Flygon 2 kills me here if I don't switch, because I'm at -2 special defense. Blaziken is slower than Flygon 1 and 2, but it's faster than 3 or 4. So I'm fine against 3 or 4 if I don't sack Blaziken. I probably don't sack it. No, Flygon won't live reversal. Flygon 1 and 2 will just kill Blaziken though. Flygon 1 and 2 runs max speed. So they're 138 because their Flygon is base 100 speed at 3 IV. It's very funny to say this, but Flygon 2 is actually by far the worst case scenario. Because it's just going to kill Snorlax here. I guess Flygon 2 at least I would still have a chance to beat it if it goes for Solar Beam against Snorlax or against Blaziken. It's not 50-50. I always beat Flygon 3 or 4. So my win rate is already 50%. And then Flygon 2, I guess it has to avoid using the 1 in 3 twice. So I'm about 50% to beat Flygon 2. It's about 62% to win overall. And then Flygon 1, Snorlax has to restall Flygon 1's Earthquake. Which it can do, it's just that Flygon 1 has probably 7 chances to win via a crit. Flygon 1 is probably favoured to kill me as well. Yes, my overall win chance here is probably around 70%. I do instantly win if it's Flygon 3 or 4, which I would love. Flygon 3 or 4, of course, just gonna use Dragon Claw here. Might be a small chance I survive the crunch from Flygon 4. Faint Attack doesn't kill. No, Flygon 1 is adamant without investment. Don't crit. Nice. Good 44. Flygon 3 and 4 are both hardy, right? We know that from Battle Palace last week. So this is Flygon 1. Oh, Flygon 1 might be the worst case, actually. It only has to crit me once. Blaziken is completely useless. Unless it gets like a Steel Wing miss on Blaziken, that would be funny. No, dude, that's actually game over. Unironically, that's it. It had 9 chances to crit, it was quite likely. So the only way to win now is if Flygon chokes the kill. We definitely stay in this turn. And then I'm going to have to look at our exact remaining HP to figure out if sacking Blaziken is worth it or not to manipulate what can kill. Okay, so we're at 26. I'm going to have to be really boring here. 1 second. Earthquake obviously always kills. Earthquake is the only move that kills, so we actually have to switch. Because if we stay in, it's guaranteed to use Earthquake. Earthquake is guaranteed to kill. If we switch, we lose our defensive boosts. But then Steel Wing can kill. I guess the thing about getting a Steel Wing miss right is that Steel Wing miss on Snorlax is the same chance as Steel Wing miss on Blaziken. And Blaziken can win if it gets a miss, because it can just use reversal. So we might be all in on Steel Wing missing Blaziken. That's a 2.5% chance. It has to be Flygon 1. Flygon 1 is Adamant max attack. Flygon 3 and 4 are hardy with 170 EVs. We took 44 from the first earthquake. Then the following earthquake did 180 or something. Yeah, exactly, Megazard, because even if I get a Steel Wing miss on Snorlax, I have to then also get the rest loop successfully on the earthquakes. We have consumed Select Berry, yes, so we are slower than Flygon. Should I have taken Altaria? In hindsight, I guess yes. We're so dead. We're so dead, dude. This is so over. Do we gain anything by using Endure? I don't think so, right? Endure gives Flygon 1 a chance to get the Steel Wing defense boost. That won't matter against Reversal. We will kill Flygon at +1 defense. Don't think we gain anything. The 2.5% Steel Wing selection into miss would be hilarious. Oh, dude. That's sad. That's sad. Right, let's complain about... Oh wait, I wanted to click yes. Oh, no. I wanted to click yes and complain about the RNG, but it's fine. That's it. Unlucky. No longest ever streak. Right, what we need to do now then is pivot over to singles 100. Instead of just ending the stream. Move that over. This ends. I've lost. But 126. It happens. It happens. The Fissure hit. The Fissure hit. Claydol came out. Double Psychic special defense drop on Snorlax. And it was Flygon 1. And then Flygon got the crit on Snorlax at +2 defense. There's a suitable amount of bad luck, I guess. I wonder... the thing that will haunt me now is the... should I have gone Snorlax against Dugtrio? Because obviously Earthquake kills Dugtrio. And if Blaziken is full HP... Well, it's still Claydol in second. It would probably be a 90% win. Blaziken would have had the Slack boost against Flygon in that scenario. This is the... It's fine. We will now go into level 100. Level 100 is more fun. It's fine. Altaria would have been nice against Dougie. It could have been Arena Trap, or it could have been Sandvale. It's 50-50. Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt like Snorlax could have been good. The Flygon crit Earthquake did suck, but it was... The thing is, at that point in the game, it had 10 chances to crit Earthquake. It's more likely to get that than not. Okay. Ground high risk. Okay. Are we just gonna instantly lose both streaks? If Altaria 3 shows up, we've got to take it, I guess. Okay. Against ground, though, I think we still take Raikou. You would have been nice last streak. You would have been nice. Okay, we've got the goat. Suicune 2 is unbelievably good in the factory. This thing is a disgusting monster. This is actually like unironically, this is an S tier draft already. Haven't even seen the final two. Wow, okay. That's a godly draft, holy. This is one of the best singles drafts I've ever seen. I think what we'll do is lead D-Knight. I could lead Raikou and have D-Knight rely on the thing, but I got a feeling if I leave Raikou, I'm going to run into a Doug Trio again. And I think Doug Trio's going to hit Fisher. Just got a feeling. I think we'll lead D-Knight. This is a disgusting team. This couldn't have shown up in level 50 though, because there's no Dragonite at level 50. Level 100 exclusive Pokemon are the final few legendary sets, like Suicune 5 and 6, and Dragonite and Tyranitar. I guess Suicune 2 is slightly worse in the format that has Tyranitar in it. This is a disgustingly good team. The enemies are Free Ivy. Okay, that's not a ground type. It is very likely that this is Fortress 2 or Fortress 4 though, since those are high risk on their own with Double Edge counter and Explosion Double Edge respectively. What's funny about the so the thing about Dragonite and Salamence is that the special sets are actually better than the physical sets. The physical sets have severe flaws, they're vulnerable to being intimidated. They're also just slow and take a while to get going, but the special sets on Dragonite and Salamence are exceptional. So that's not a surprise. We could consider going Suicune here and trying to set up. The problem with that is that Suicune runs out of a lot of its own PP doing that. I guess if I see enough protects, I can go for it. Could also go. We could go to Raikou. Go to Raikou and use Reflect because we know the back two mons are both ground. I think I like that the most, actually. Okay, it's guaranteed to use Protect here. Oh, no, it's not. It could also use Counter, actually. But it can't use Earthquake here because Protect is sitting at +1 or +2. But Counter could get +4 on the AI. So we'll go for the Reflect. It's quite likely to use Counter. It sucks for my Reflect count, but it's slightly better. The thing is, I know both Pokemon in the back are ground types. And Raikou is really unlikely to be that useful against them. And if I do it this way, I get Reflect up. Okay. Hello, Claydol. It's Claydol too. Sometimes I feel like the Frontier is sentient. What do we think the chances are the Backmon is either Dugtrio or Flygon? Because sometimes the Frontier likes to mock you like this. It knows. The game knows. The game knows. Is this Flygon 1 as well? We could go for Reflect, but I think at this point the way that we lose is by getting multiple crits from Flygon 3 or 4, so... Okay, it's Flygon 2. I always knew that Raikou would sweep the ground team. Jesus. I was definitely mogged there. That was very funny. This round's going to be very easy. We don't need to worry about swapping. High risk. We'll take note of the style, but we don't need to swap. Whiscash. Now, Whiscash is most likely to be Whiscash 3 or 4, because those are the Fissure sets, and Fissure is a high-risk, high-return move. Probably do want to switch in case it's Whiscash 4. We'll go Coon. Thanks, Gazerick. Okay, it is indeed Mr. Whiscash 4. Suicune probably does get frozen doing this, yeah. But it's quite important that Dragonite doesn't get ice beamed. I'm wondering if it's worth going for the unfreeze on this. There's probably not a water or ground in the back. It's possible that there are both water and grounds because Tyres and Gen 3 are considered to have no type spec. But the probability is that Raikou is going to be very good this game. It's only something like Jolteon that could like block me. GL, yeah. Unfortunately, if that's good luck for the other streak, it's too late. No, use Fissure. Hurry up. Nice, okay. So do we have to dodge one more Earthquake? And then only have 2 left? Surely it doesn't crit the Earthquake on the Suicune. On the other hand, Dragonite could take a Surf. It's not too bad. Yeah, we lost the level 50 streak. It's over. See, I think we don't want to kill this. And now we try and escape. Rah. Suicune. 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 Oh, it's too easy. Right, let's do one of these. Suicune's Protect VP is quite valuable. Oh, nice Quick Claw, but you missed. It was wasted. Now we could end this 1v1 while using Dive. There has to be a high-risk Pokemon in the back. We know that. Dive can be hit by Surf. The AI does not understand that, though. It's not Gen 4. We're not at risk of being no-guarded. We are at risk of potentially being hit by an Oko move as we surface. I think I'm just going to waste one more PP here. Okay, it's very likely to be a high-risk Mence, which means Double Edge or Facade. Yeah, this is the Suicune 2 lifestyle. Suicune 2 is so good, it's disgusting. Oh no, we got hit once. And if we can just get the double protect, it will be super over. Perfect. Synchronize is perfectly acceptable. It's quite a good chance this is a Lumberry one, obviously. I accept the trade, though. Even if it takes 2 turns. Could also use Dive. I'm just little bit worried about Calm Mind, given that I'm all special. Yeah, okay. So it did get the drop. And we are therefore always dead to Psychic. +1 versus -1. It's 2.25. We're always dead, yeah. Correct. Sync is non-toxic. Total prep is slightly unusual. So total prep is basically setup moves. Sword stance, double team. Double team is by far the most common. Calm Mind. Okay, so very likely to be Entei 1. Very likely. And then Entei 3, 4, and 6 are also total prep with setup moves. Don't love the Suicune setup against Entei. Because of the chance of rest. Entei 1 and 6 are both rest users. And Entei 6 is going to use Roar against me anyway. Swap for Entei to complete the trio. Okay, if it's a rest set, it will use rest here. I think we'll go for the paralysis. Or do we want to go for the damage so it doesn't set up again? Let's go for the damage. try and save a bit of PP now, I guess. It's Regirock, but this is a total prep, so this is impossible to be Regirock 2 or 5, since those both activate the high-risk phrase. It's very likely that this is Regirock 4 or 6. Regirock 4, surely the most likely of all of them. No leftovers. It's definitely a tanky one. There's a chance this is Regirock 3, but I think it's very likely to be Regirock 6. Curse is not a total prep move, by the way. Curse is a impossible to predict move. Where's 245? We lost, unfortunately. It was a good loss. We got suitably unlucky. Could also switch out. Problem with switching out is I don't want Suicune to get hit by Explosion from Regirock 6. Yeah. It's a good question about 3, yeah. Do we care about static at this point? I don't think so. Just want to maximize damage, or do I want to go Surf first? I want to go Flamethrower first. Thing is, Declaw into Thunderbolt kills Electabuzz 2, 3, and 4. Since they don't run any bulk on the special side. Yeah, let's go for the straight up 2-shot, I think. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should have taken the Altaria. The thing about taking the Altaria on that streak was that... Like, yeah, I am more likely to beat the ground trainer with Altaria, but that was a Noland round. I think my chance of beating the entire round go down if I take Altaria. I mean, Swampert would have also been bad to run into with that team. Dragonite doing Dragonite things. I'm also looking forward to the Virtual Console release. I'd love to stream Emerald on the Switch. That'd be so much fun. Although we would have to play at 1x speed without speed up. No type, high risk. Okay. It honestly doesn't really matter. They are, Tiso. Let's just cope and believe that they are. Kingdra. I probably have to get out of here then. Kingdra 2 and 4 a little bit annoying for Suicune to deal with because of rest. Particularly Kingdra 4. And Kingdra 4 is a bit more likely because it is high risk with double edge. Maybe it's Raikou. Once it uses rest, I can go back to D-Knight and use Dragon Claw. And against Kingdra 1 and 3, Suicune is much better. Which Pokemon's most British? Probably is Mr. Rhyme, right? I mean, Galar was based in the UK. It's fairly transparently an upside-down map of the UK. Ice Beam. No Freeze. It is 2 or 4, unfortunately. I do want to Toxic it, just to limit it on the uses of Dragon Dance if it is Kingdra 4. Wheezing Galar, yeah, also an option. Okay, this is definitely the worst case scenario. I'll go for one double team. Double edge crit into another double edge would suck, and I want to avoid that as the worst case scenario. So what we'll do here is... Oh yeah, Poltergeist is a good one actually. We'll reapply the Toxic. Okay, no, it goes for double edge again. That's really quite unusual. It really should be using rest here, though. Yeah. So yeah, this has gone quite poorly. We've lost quite a lot of HP on Suicune doing it this way. Having said that, Ice Beam crit on Dragonite would have been worse than all of this. So, I'm not unhappy. It's a little bit spooky, dude. If Dragonite... If double edge crits, I'll be in trouble here. I don't really want to use Dive either, because that interferes with the swap timing. Well, this is actually quite annoying. Yeah, we lost the 50 streak, unfortunately. It's over. We're playing 100 because I do need to play something. Can't just end the stream after like 30 minutes. Low-key, it might just be double protect. I'm quite upset about the Gen 4 tower double streak ending to a PC crash, but it's somewhat inevitable. It does happen sometimes with how the Frontier works and how the games work. It's a risk even if you play on console. Double C never worth it. I'm just a bit worried about the back-to-back double edges. I think I'm going to go for the double protect, actually. So it is super likely to use Rest now. I do want to go D-Knight. If I go D-Knight on a double edge, unfortunately it's going to then be a random option between double edge and Ice Beam on the following turn. But I guess if Kingdra takes that recoil damage and takes the poison, it does then die. It'll have to either die or go Rest, then I can two-shot this with Raikou. It's not a good start to the game, but it is a valid way, and I think I'd rather lose Dragonite than Suicune, honestly. There still has to be a high-risk one in the back. Let me double-check that. No, it's only... Yeah, there's a 73% chance. That's a bit annoying, right? Go for the triple. It's not punished too hard by a rest on this turn. Okay, it goes to the DD. That's... I really do have to kill this, obviously, at this point. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, it's quite a good outcome overall. A Fisher Doug trio would be bad if it showed up true. So we are slower. It is not impossible for a resist switch. I actually should have gone Thunderbolt into Dragon Claw there. That was a mistake. A small mistake, but a real mistake. Because of the possibility of Lantern 4 being in the back. Okay. I don't think I can afford to switch because of the risk of Belly Drum Snorlax. It is very likely to be a high risk Snorlax, so Hyper Beam, Double Edge. counter, facade, they're all high risk moves. It's actually... yeah, it's fairly important I do damage, I think. It is possible it goes for Curse. Quite likely, in fact. I might go Suicune if it does Curse. Yeah, immunity would be bad. Does use Curse. It's obviously a bulky one. Curse has got strange AI in this game. Most setup moves get prioritized at high HP and deprioritized at low HP. But Curse does not look up the Pokemon's HP, and it also only goes off the defense boosts and not the attack boosts. Which means Snorlax is actually quite likely to keep using Curse. After it curses twice, it is going to attack, though. I mean, it's possible it's Snorlax 2. It's very likely to be Snorlax 4 or 7, though. Snorlax 2 won't attack next turn, that's why it matters. Because it only has Rock Slide. Snorlax 4 and 7 have Double Edge and Hyper Beam, and they will kill at +2. So how do I feel about being double-edged? Would we go Raikou? I think we always would. We're always going to be risking the double Quick Claw. Yeah, let's keep Suicune alive. Nice, no Quick Claw. Okay, it's 7. That's fine. Thunderbolt should always kill, right? Even if it doesn't, it's correct. Go Raikou first. So Shiftry can be anything because Double Edge and Hyper Beam already fulfilled high risk. So I think we just go for the 2-shot Thunderbolt on Shiftry 3 and 4, and then if it's Shiftry 1 or 2, then Suicune will win. Don't need to worry about them. Oh, that's a massive fake out. It must be Shiftry 4 then, to do that much damage with a crit fake out. So yeah, we just 2-shot with Thunderbolt and it's over. Do I want to switch in case of Mega Kick crit? Because Shiftry can explode on Suicune. I actually have to switch, don't I? God, that's so annoying, dude. The fake out crit. Go here. Protect. We could put Raikou in on one of the Giga Drains. And then come in on the next Mega Kick. It's then out of Giga Drain BB completely. That plays around the Giga Drain crit. I think I would rather hit you with Toxic, though. Because if I can Toxic, Protect, Dive, I win. Well, I guess it could Focus Band on Raikou's T-Bolt. That would suck. It still has to crit then, though. It still has to crit. So perhaps it's Toxic, Protect, Switch. Because then I can Protect, Dive at the end. Shiftry can still explode, though. It's probably worthwhile trying to stall Giga Drain PP, though, just because that changes how the explosion interaction works if Raikou does get crit. Yeah. We don't miss, that's probably GG. No crit. Okay. think we lived the crit, honestly. Speaking to is so broken, it's really not fair. No, that wasn't even close. And Focus Band can't activate on poison damage. Why do you explode? It should be -10. This happened on Arena as well on Wednesday. The target has other living party members. It's -10 on explosion. What is fake out then? Is fake out... Oh, fake out is -10. Okay. No, it's fine. I didn't realise fake out got -10. That's a bit unusual. Ice. High risk. So you're telling me Lapras is going to appear. Articuno is also quite likely on ice, particularly at open level because of Articuno 5 also being high risk. But yeah, Dugong, Lapras. I guess Walrein also has Fisher. Sheer Cold is not a high risk move for whatever reason. Regice is somewhat likely here, but we're not actually bad into Regice because of Suicune. Okay. Apparently Regirock is also an ice type. It's incredibly likely that this is Regirock 2 or 5 again, because those are high risk on their own. I think I actually Dragon Claw here, so I don't put it below half. I Dragon Claw and then I Surf. Dragon Claw into Surf is bad against Regirock 3 and 6 because it doesn't kill them. I guess Regirock 6 is like a little bit likely. If it's Regirock 6 though, I probably want to go Suicune anyway. And Regirock 3 is going to Curse. I think I'm going to go Suicune on both of those. So we're actually going to go Dragon Claw into Surf. So we keep it above half health and we reduce the chance of it using Explosion. Yeah, that was a very big Rock Slide. This is a HP attack one. So this is 1, 2, 5. It's 1, 2, or 5. Most likely 2 and 5, obviously. I've got no counterplay to Quick Claw. Quick Claw would be good on Regirock, honestly, because it would stop Quick Claw Lapras appearing. You're cooked. Okay, let's There's no way I'm switching, dude. There's no way. Yeah. We also got more Shell Bell healing. God's sake. Okay. It is possible for it to be Lapras 8 because it could have been Regirock 1. But Double-Edged Lapras is also high risk. Maybe it's Double-Edged Lapras. Just feel like it's always going to be the Oko set, right? Suicune is quite good against Oko Lapras, but it's only quite good. We're still vulnerable after the pressure is applied. I'm going to T-Belt this. The Backmon is also ice, so this is kind of Dragonite's best chance. Okay, no Quick Claw at least. Yeah, of course. So Lapras 7 is going to rest. Lapras 8 is going to attack again. It could be Water Absorbed though. There is still point in trying to crit it, and there is still point in trying to go for the fully paralyzed Lapras as well. Okay. The good news, I guess, is that Lapras 7, even if it gets lucky, it can only kill one Pokemon here. Suicune gets name changed to that. Okay. Thank you for healing Dragonite, Lapras. Just don't hit me. Just don't hit me. Just don't hit me. Okay. If it's not Water Absorb, I could actually go Suicune, because it's going to use Sleep Talk on the final turn. It doesn't understand when it's about to wake up. It just sees it's asleep now, and it's going to use Sleep Talk. It's not going to use Rest. But yeah, we're not going to risk it being Water Absorb. We can Bite for PP management. It's the Oko day. It is the Oko day. It is Regice last as well. Should we go straight to Suicune, or do we want to not risk being Ice Beamed and to freeze? It is possible for Regice to still be. I think any of these sets are possible. I don't think Flexibly Adaptable is activating ever, right? Because Regirock 5 is double high risk prep. Lapras is high risk endurance. I think these are all possible. I don't want to paralyze this because I might need to kill it with Toxic. Okay, but if Suicune gets frozen, what I'll do is I'll switch back to Raikou and see if it's a Thunderbolt set, I guess. Okay, it's the Curse set. That's good to know. We do need to Toxic this as soon as possible, obviously. It's very likely to spam counter until it's below half. And now we'll go for the Protect, and it's over. Ground. High risk? Not high risk. Ground not high risk is a little bit unusual. It does massively reduce the chance of Swampert, which is good. It also means it can't be Dug 3 or 4, because those are high risk on their own. It's obviously double ground in the back. It's also not Rhydon, and it's not Golem, because those would tie with Rock as most common type. What is the best way to play this out? I don't want to get hit by Toxic on Suicune. But I also don't want to get hit by Ancient Power from Credilli 2. I think I'd... Of the two, Toxic on Suicune is far worse, though. We can attempt the burn, I guess. It helps versus Credilli 1 and 2. Okay, good to know. This is a full setup for Suicune. I'd rather fully set up Suicune than get the Reflect up. Particularly because I know the back ones are ground. It is true that Raikou is probably useless again, but that's fine. Just want to get some of my HP back, and I don't want to be confused. Which means I probably want to make sure this is always dead on the 4th turn of Toxic instead of the 5th. Okay. Sure. Is it revenge? I won't actually find out unless it hits Suicune. I don't want it to hit Suicune. Nice crit. God damn it. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's Flygon 3 or 4 though. Crit me through +6 evasion. Is it Flygon there? It seems like it is. Okay. I think I actually dive. Because Dive Bite kills all of the Marowak sets, except for one, I guess. One does live. I don't want to miss Toxic and then get crit by Earthquake, though. AI never checks for crits. It just damage calcs as if the move is not going to crit. And it also can't see whether or not it's going to hit the attack against the accuracy. That was totally Marowak 1, by the way. Dive did like nothing there. No type high risk, okay. I'm gonna miss this draft. This was a really good team. Oh well. Probably want to switch. I don't want Raikou to get crit either, though. I am immune to the King's Rock flinch on Dragonite as well. From Dodrio 2. Yeah, probably do stay in. I don't know what you mean, Ghostwick. The AI does not understand whether or not it's going to crit or not. You can't crit a move that misses, though. Like, that's impossible. Drill Peck. It's not double edge, okay. I guess Dojo 4 was the most likely because of high risk. So it's either no high risk moves or it's already fulfilled. Okay. I should probably act as if that was Dojo 1, which makes Flareon 3 and 4 very likely, as they also fulfill high risk on their own. Do I want to go for the healing on this turn or the following turn? Probably best to heal immediately. And try and play around the Shadow Ball crit from Flareon 3. Okay, we did like nothing. This is Flareon 2, yeah. So no Quick Claw on the back. Might still be high risk. Okay, so Ampharos 2 is more likely here because of high risk, I guess. Focus Punch is a high risk move. It should be GG almost always. Ampharos has to somehow dodge. Because I can Dragon Claw, Dive, and Thunderbolt. That will kill all of them. Oh no, it won't kill one, will it? One has max HP. Okay. But Ampharos 1 can't dodge there. And Ampharos 1 is going to get PP stalled on Thunder with Raikou. Because its only attack is Thunder. Yeah, I'll PP stall that with Suicune and Raikou. So it's only Ampharos 2 that can actually win. And it has to get Bright Powder. And it has to also paralyze Suicune. Okay. Don't crit me. The factory is easy. Why did Streamer lose? Why did Streamer lose in level 50? What a disgusting draft. And we've got Noland until 147. That's Noland 7. No type. Battles Flow. That's the weather spec. Blissey 1. It's bold. It's Blissey 4. Still very good. Oh, we've got the Ludicolo Blissey combination is very nice. I think I'm going Ludicolo Blissey Raikou. There's not much to decide on really, is there? I want a small plan for Executor, perhaps. Because I'll have to respond to a potential explosion from Executor if it does show up on the lead slot. I kind of wish Dugtrio just hit 3 fishes in a row. I mean, we did have Blaziken, so we were never going to lose to that because of Endure, but yeah. I'd rather lead Ludicolo than Blissey. Ludicolo having a switch in for the flying weakness is also very nice, very unusual. Regice, okay. I will attempt the setup here, I think. It's very likely to be Hail, obviously. This is the weather spec. It's very likely to be Regice 4, which is good for me. I'm very good against Regice 4 here. But it's very obviously there has to be another Weathermon in the back. It's annoying, but not unexpected. Didn't even matter if it was Natural Cure, but it's good to check, I guess. I want it to be raining for the Pokemon that switches in, because if it's raining, it'll force the weather Pokemon to use its weather move. I guess the downside of using rain is I might be providing rain for a electric rain dance thunder set. Yeah. That actually makes me want to not use Rain Dance at all. I don't want to run out of PP, so I'm going to Toxic now if I can. Missed again. That's fine. I don't want to waste everything. I do want to be at +6. And this is fine. This is definitely a speed up moment, you're right. You miss again. Espeon, okay. That's obviously not a weather Pokemon. A little bit concerned about Carmine setup. It does die faster to Toxic. But Leech Seed is more accurate. We lost the level 50 streak, unfortunately. First match. I think I'd rather hit. Okay, it is Carmine. We don't miss. I do have to go Blissey though. I do not want to die to a Psychic crit, even through +6 evasion. And I do want to have Ludicolo be alive for the potential endgame. Yeah, no magic bounce in this generation. That did a lot. Is this guaranteed to be Espeon 4? It is. Okay. Dragonite and T-Tar are not in level 50 because they do evolve after level 50. The Frontier does respect that, even though it does break a few in-game rules in other ways. Ice Beam Chip to help it along. Give it one less chance to crit me with Psychic. Bro. Okay. I feel like my commentary sometimes curses myself. No, it's okay. That way. That's not your fault. Shift tree. Okay. Well, we are at +2, so we do just murder it. It has to be the sunny day set. Instead of television, get a book. Okay. Psychic no phrase is quite commonly associated with Latties, but we're quite good into those right now. So I'm not that worried. I think I'm probably more worried about Gardevoir showing up. It's also not Espeon, which is nice. Espeon, a little bit of a problem if Blissey goes down. The thing is, I got lucky on the streak up until today, right? I can't complain about luck in the level 50 streak. Definitely not. I'll complain about my PC crashing last week in Tower Doubles. I can complain about that, but I can't complain about this, I don't think. Okay, Warlord 4. Warlord 1, 4. Most likely. Whale 2 is so weird, isn't it? I'd be fascinated to know what the buddy says about this in terms of likelihoods. I should have dodged Fisher. Speaking of Fisher, I am quite concerned about Fisher here. I think if Ludicolo dies, it dies. This is the kind of analysis you come to this channel for. Toxic does kill it faster. It doesn't actually matter if I do no damage. Oh, but it could be where... No. Because of Warelord 1. Warelord 1 is sassy. And will live a... It will live a Raikou T-Bolt at full HP. Let's Leech Seed then. Okay. Ice Beam is not good. That is the Fisher Warelord 4. So Double Team does not help against Fisher, so I'm immediately just going to try and do as much damage as possible. There are Psychic types in the back. I don't think I gain anything by using Rain Dance, except becoming faster than them. Like Blissey and Raikou don't care. What song is this? This is Neon Coliseum from Pokemon Battle Revolution. Yeah, there's... Correct. There were no more high risk, high return moves, but high risk, high return in Psychic is not that common. We know both Pokemon in the back are Psychic. I am Swissfin, right? Might as well outspeed. Outspeeding, I think, is more valuable than another boost. Okay, so we know a little bit here. It's not a Destiny Bond Gardevoir set. Destiny Bond is a high-risk move. I'm most concerned about Calm Mind, I guess. Gardevoir 2. Scariest one. It can't be Gardevoir 7. I guess Gardevoir 8 as well. Let's play around Gardevoir 8 probably. Gardevoir 8 is faster. Yeah, Double Team. Let's play around Gardevoir 8 and use Leech Seed first. Okay. Warelord had a Quick Claw. I think I like going Blissey. Of course, it's Gardevoir 2. You can, yes. You have to swap for them. The enemy Pokemon teams obey item claws, so the enemy can't have multiple Pokemon with Quick Claw. But if you have a Pokemon with Quick Claw, you can swap and get another Pokemon with Quick Claw. But the draft you get as well is also item clause locked, even though it's not species clause locked. Okay, the drop doesn't matter that much. I do get it back at least. So in Generation 4, there's a lot of strategy behind item manipulation. Because in Generation 4, Item Clause applies between your team and the enemies. But that part of the strategy does not exist in Generation 3 now. You can't control what enemies can and can't show up through items, only through species. And Noland ignores Species Clause anyway. Yeah, Ludicolo and Blissey is a pretty nice combination. It's not possible for them all to be. You can get one duplicate, you can't get more than one. Once the duplicate is locked in, the game's code then fixes the rest of the draft. I'm expecting rest here, yeah. It would be nice to hit it. Yeah, nice. We can go Raikou if we want. Thing is, Double Edge probably does less damage than Ice Beam at this point anyway. And I don't think I'm going to use Raw. If we continue boosting. Should use Rest again here. Miss. The fact that we've missed once probably just wait for it to go back onto Rest. Hit. Hit. It's possible there is a resist switch on Ice Beam, even though we haven't seen it yet. It's possible. You can't take two of the same Pokemon in the draft, unfortunately. So while two Latios could show up, you could only take one of them. The game does deny you. Hypno. It's not Hypno free because Psych Up is a total prep move, and this is not a total prep trainer. I think that's it though, it's just anything else. Hey, it's Latios. Speak of it and it shall appear. I'm a little bit worried about putting Blissey in too early. On the other hand, I don't really want Ludicolo to get crit. I think what I'll do is Leech and then switch. The scariest Latios here is actually Latios 7. But Latios 7 needs to get like to +4 for Earthquake to do serious damage into Blissey. And I can switch stall for a little bit there. Latios 7 can't use Recover while it's faster than me. So I will be able to outstall it as long as Leechy doesn't miss. Psyching. And it did 113. It's probably not modest, right? 63 at 63 at 50. 13. Probably Latios 8. It's probably 8, yeah. Okay. Is it crit or critted or critical hitted? It's going to Earthquake. I could counter. I think I'd rather Calm Mind into Soft Boiled, though. There is the worst case scenario of the multiple King's Rock flinches from Earthquake, of course. I do want to recover after flinches like that. Not bad. Okay. Okay, as Hariyama comes in and I'm weakened, I'm probably even in range of Hariyama 1. Hariyama 1 does not have any attack investment, but it is adamant. Hey, outraged freaks. It's a funny name. I could soft-boiled here. It doesn't really tell me anything, though. I don't think Harrier 1 was going to use Fake Out. I think it's going to go for the cross-drop anyway. I'm in a little bit of trouble here. Because a cross-drop crit on Ludi would suck. Probably is best to go for that, though. There's no spec on this trainer, so the final Pokemon can't be a fighting type. We probably do want to keep Blissey alive. Okay. That did a lot, obviously. This will be Hariyama 3 or 4. Do we play as if it's going to miss, or do we play as if it's going to hit? I'm considering double team. It's unlikely I'll be able to get this out of cross chop, though. Even with pressure on Raikou, it'll Earthquake Raikou is the issue there. I could switch Raikou into a cross chop aimed at Blissey. Once it's out of cross chop, Blissey can beat it. So yeah, one miss and I do beat it easily. Hariyama 2 is not great, no. It does run special attack investment, but it's not great. If I double team, I need... The problem is, risking it all on a 60% doesn't feel good, right? What's going to be scary about this is if it hits cross drop into Ludicolo, and Raikou goes for Thunderbolt. If I paralyze it and it's Thick Fat Hariyama, I die to Earthquake. Not Thick Fat, I mean Guts. But if I poison it and it's Guts, it obviously always kills. And I would then have to go for the Reflect, probably. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. I guess what I could do is... I could leech into Reflect. Yeah, I think we play as if it's going to hit me. What's bad about this is it can still use cross drop against Raikou, because it is a high crit move. They can also quick claw Raikou. I'm more scared of the crit than the quick claw though. Obviously if Hariyama crits Raikou and crits Blissey, I do lose, but that's obvious anyway. There's no way around that. Well, I guess Thunderbolt Ice Beam kills with the Leech assist, right? I think even if it's Thick Fat, I would kill with Thunderbolt Ice Beam. The Bright Powder from Raikou. Okay. It's a little bit of good luck. I still need to double edge though. I can't paralyze this. If I paralyze it, I give it a free kill. It ignores it. I think it's a crit ignores it anyway though. No, we do Thunderbolt. It could have been Harry 3. And therefore, it could be Zapdos 5 or 6. They're both high risk with double edge. Anyway, it doesn't change what we do. Yeah, Blissey should be in quite a good position with counter. Take Latios 8. I think Latios 8 is a bit overrated though. I lose the flying switch in, but I gain better type synergy with Blissey in the back. I guess Ludicolo often has to risk the opening matchup, right? Perhaps it's Latios over Raikou because of that. Because I can't rely on Ludicolo being there all the time. Okay. I'm not taking Zapdos though. Giving up the IV advantage, yeah, that's why it's not a great swap. I think it is better though. It also gives me some mixed options, because of this current team, I don't really like relying on the double edge. It does make me a bit worse into Regice in the back. But I should be able to PP stall it. Obviously there's the curse Regice, but I can't always be safe into every set in the factory. I think level 100 is slightly easy to streak in, because basically there are more good sets in level 100. The Tyranitar, Dragonite, and additional beast sets on the legendaries, they're good sets. And in the hands of a decent player, they crush rounds a bit easier. Like this, the Raikou I'm about to swap is Raikou 5, and it's pretty good. So you're less likely to get a bad draft in level 100 than you are in level 50, and I therefore think it's slightly easier. but it's very close. Yeah, I know, Doggo. Doggo is being fed. Anyway, we're taking Latios. The difference between 50 and 100 is tiny. It's much easier to get the gold print in 50 than it is in 100 because of the complete information that you get up until 42. Fortress. It's very likely to be Fortress 2 or 4. The explosion is very annoying to play around. I might want to double team before I leech seed here. Thanks, Dylan. That's very kind. I'm actually going to double team first because it increases my chance of dodging explosion. I guess the downside of double team is that against Fortress 1 and 2 I probably want to swap, and therefore I might be wasting it. Okay. I think I stay in. It's gonna get the spike slayers up. So, funny fact about this Fortress set. There is a exceptionally good team in the Generation 3 Battle Tower that gets completely screwed over by this Fortress set because of spikes. It's a really funny niche counter, but this Fortress set looks very innocent, but actually it's a massive problem. If you like trying to guess about what sets, then level 100 is more fun. You do have that come in much earlier at level 100. Anyway, I think we're going to leech. I think we're going to do the thing. Are we going to set up Rain? The thing about setting up Rain is just the fact that I'm giving a lot of the Rain Dance Thunder users a perfectly accurate Thunder against Ludicolo. I really hope this thing doesn't hit too many double edges in a row as well. Yeah, Shedinja gets screwed by spikes. You're allowed to miss, Fortress. You're allowed to miss. Okay. Yeah, there's also a Skarmory set, which is even more annoying. Hooray! Thunder does not count as high risk, high return. It's a good question, though. The Fortress 1 is obviously only one high risk, high return. There has to be a high risk, high return one in the back. It didn't switch into Ludicolo, so it's not something like double-edged Dojo. I think we would swap for Nemesis, yeah. I don't really want to switch here. I don't want Latios to be frozen by a potential Ice Beam. And I don't think I want to risk Blissey either. From like something really super like a Psychic Special Defense drop. It does have Psychic. Okay. We can check for Lump potential. It's obviously a modest max invested Psychic. Okay. I think I want to stay in. It's just so good. If we can get Leech or Toxic onto the final Mon, it's so good. I think the double team setup on Ludicolo is worth a lot more than the Carmine setup on Blissey. The final Pokemon could be a physical attacker and it could crit Blissey through the... And then if it's outspeeding as well, I don't get any benefit from the Carmine boosts. How do you beat Flinch Hacks? There's not a lot of Flinch Hacks in Gen 4, really. What would be the biggest culprit? It's really not much. Yeah. Most Pokemon that can flinch you are quite easily outsped by base 100s. I think I survive on more HP more often by using Toxic than using the final double team. The final double team moves me from 3 and 8 to 3 and 9 in terms of the chance of Starmie hitting me. It's not worth as much as having an entire less turn to using a move. Impish Gallade, exactly. Zen Headbutt. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, true. Okay. At least Zen Headbutt is only 18% to flinch, though. After considering the chance it misses. I think I beat the final Pokemon, even if it is a Rain Dance Thunder user. Rhyperior. That should not happen. Is it Trick Room or something? Did the enemy Executive Free set up Trick Room? Or perhaps Slowbro or Slowking? I don't know, let's just waste a move. How much should we get from this? 4. Typhlosion, okay. It is quite relevant to make sure we get some chip damage on it in case it's free actually. Typhlosion free fairly likely here, it is high risk. It has to be Typhlosion 3 or 4 actually. Because it has to be high risk. Overheat is high risk. Yeah, there's no Scarf Rhyperior set. And Scarf Ramp basically always uses Head Smash. It's very unusual for Scarf Ramp not to go for Head Smash or Earthquake. Is there a Choice Scarf Rhyperior in Diamond Pearl? I think there is, right? Or is it Diamond and Pearl? It either has Choice Scarf Rhyperior or it has a special Rhyperior set. And I'm pretty sure it's set 2. Are you thinking of Reggie Gigas? I'm going to confuse myself by talking about Gen 4 actually. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Stalling is fun with speed up. But it's not fun without speed up. Slow and steady. Did we ever actually find out what the Starmie set was? I don't think we did. I think it could have been 3, 4, or 5. We didn't see light screen. Yeah. Starmie kind of sucks, though. Let's skip it. Ah, it's the counter. There's the counter to Leech Seed Toxic. It's over. So Stun Spore, Toxic are the slow and steady moves, and Attract. Okay. So it's likely to be Vileplume 3, but Vileplume 2 is also somewhat likely. Stun Spore is at +0. Stun Spore does not have the same AI as Thunder Wave. Perhaps I go Blissey, since I'm Natural Cure, and then once it paralyzes or poisons, I can then go Latios and kill it. Okay. I think the Sludge Bomb does a lot, but do I just counter? Because it's either going to Stun Spore or Sludge Bomb. I don't really want to switch Latios into a Sludge Bomb anyway, actually. Because it could crit Latios. I think we just counter. Okay, so I have a switch or I risk the fully paralyze. Blissey being paralyzed to the next opponent is also bad, though I think this is Latios. Don't fraud Latios. Don't get crit here. Don't fraud. Okay, that's acceptable, to be honest. It's so much better than being crit. Slow and steady, though. It's very likely Lapras 1, I know that. Lapras 3 is also slow and steady, and so is 8. It's 1, 3, 8. And 1 is more likely than 3 and 8. I don't want to switch on a potential Sheer Cold or Horn Drill. The fact that it's switched in, I guess, makes it a bit more likely to be 1 and 3 because of... No. Sheer Cold is also super effective. No. It's always that press. This is scary, dude. Lapras 8 would... It would screw Ludicolo and Blissey quite badly. But if it is Lapras 8, honestly, the best thing I can do is... it's actually not Lapras 1 as well because of Item Clause. Vileplume 3 is left over, so this is very likely Lapras 3 or 8. Against Lapras 8, I definitely want to stay in. And... King's Rock. But let's Psychic. Okay. It is possible it is 5. It is much more likely to be 3. Do we see Shell Bell healing? No. Okay, it is Lapras 3 then. I can't really go Blissey. I can't really go Blissey because it could just only use Dragon Dance for ages. Does Dragon Dance check for 50%? It does. Okay. In that case, I'm going to be greedy as well. I think that's exceptionally unlucky. Because there is a Dragon Dance check at 50%, but I still just stay on double team here. Yeah, it's very important that we hit Leech or Toxic into the final one. The good news about Vileplume leading is that obviously Vileplume is Grass Poison. Oh, it could be Tentacle last. It could be Tentacle last. That would be very unlucky. Apart from Tentacle, we'd be fine. Tentacle last would be funny because of the potential of Liquid Ooze on Leech Seed. Okay, that's not Tentacle. I want to play around Explosion, obviously. Last one, Explosion. Okay, that's GG. This thing's never going to beat me. Grass. Grass is kind of bad for Ludicolo, but there's still a match after this, and I don't want to take Lapras free. Would rain down too faster. Yeah, the Electrodes, for whatever reason, Electrodes in Gen 3 do not run speed. For whatever reason. So Swift Swim is enough. We are Swift Swim. I do not want to switch against this. Sceptile can be a big problem for Latios. I kind of want to go Blissey. I think I will go Blissey. No, we have leftovers. We have leftovers. It is possible it's Sceptile 1 and it chose not to leech or detect. I'm a little bit... I would want to beam on Sceptile 1, but it could be any of them. I'm not worried about Earthquake from Sceptile 3. Leaf Blade is high crit, and therefore it could still be any of them. It's pretty damn unlikely it's Sceptile 2, though. Sceptile 2 failing to use Double Team this many turns. The problem is Sceptile 1 would leech Blissey, and I'd lose HP, and I wouldn't be able to regain it. At this point, surely it's Sceptile 4. Never rolling Earthquake, never rolling Double Team, never rolling Detect. Always getting the Leaf Blade high crit move instead. It's Sceptile 4, almost certainly. I'm going to respect the back-to-back crit chance, but that's it. Hopefully the other grass type comes in. Yes, my favourite grass type. So we don't kill the bulky ones. We do kill the deadliest one, though, which is Skarm 4. And I don't want to counter, because Skarm 3 could be really annoying. Yeah. Okay, big damage. It's definitely going to be Skarm 4. Okay, there's a chance. Victory Bell is also immune to Ludicolo. Victory Bell does always die to Psychic, though. This should always be over. It's fine. Blissy's allowed to faint here, doesn't matter. No type, no phrase. I'm half thinking of taking Sceptile over Ludicolo. It's a very different team structure then. I'm a little bit worried about Ludicolo being in an endgame scenario where it can't use Toxic or Leech. I think we keep it there. Yeah, it's Tita. Tita always quite likely because of the 10 sets. So Tita 1 is Aerial Ace. So is 9. And 7. I always forget about Tita 7. Counter is quite likely to be clicked. It's not very likely to be a counter Tita though because of no high risk. Most likely this will be a special Tita set, I guess. Yeah, most likely special. Most likely, okay, but one or it's either Tita 1 or 2 or it's special. Those will be the likely ones. I think, well, we're not switching to Blissey against Tita, so we are going to just open up with Leechy, I think. How likely is Choice Specs Fluttermane in the back? Fairly unlikely. It would be a problem if it showed up. It would be a problem. We don't miss, that's huge. Crunch. Crit, wonderful. Do I remove Sand, or do I try and win this with double team? That's a close call, isn't it? It won't be T-Tar 2 with too much damage to me. This must be modest, surely. Oh, T-Tar 9 is hardy. Does that mean this is always T-Tar 4? T-Tar 9 would Aerial Ace anyway. But if you Rain Dance and it's Tentacle 2 in the back. Ooh, yeah. The other thing is that the Sand might help me. Like, there's probably not a Rock type in the back. Yeah, the Sand might be in my favour, actually. I think I just go Blissey. I think I just go Blissey. did 70 damage to Blissey. Maybe it's T-Tar2. We will find out. Obviously, T-Tar2 is not going to crunch on Blissey. I could counter. Do I just counter to cover for the worst case scenario? Because I would not want to Calm Mind on T-Tar2. I guess I could PP stall the Rock Slides. It's just a bit scary with the fact that Rock Slide could crit, right? I'm gonna counter. Okay, it is full. That's fine. Wonderful. Keep dropping me, go on. I'm at +4. I will not kill the bulk ones. I will one-shot Latias 2 and 3, definitely. Latias 8 is also no bulk. Those are kind of the most dangerous ones anyway. Oh, it's 7, okay. Just gonna keep using Psych Up if I can heal. What? No! No! Okay, that's fine. That's actually fine. That's actually fine. I'm not going to lose to this. It would never get back-to-back-to-back crits on Blissey. And it would never Bright Powder every turn on Ludicolo and Latios. This is the opposite of No Guard. Let's make sure we get the kill, actually. No! Nice miss. Okay. This will take a little bit of time then. Realistically, Thunder's not killing Ludicolo, right? And this thing's dying to its own struggle later anyway. One crit. And then... Now let's go Latios. It's never winning that with 3 PP left on Thunder. At that HP. Oh my god, I just realised the level 50 streak. I don't have 99 swaps because I didn't win the first battle. It only counts as a swap if you win it. Ugh, that's so ugly. Whatever. Okay, it's Noland. Noland is on this round. Noland 7. I'll happily take Jolty on 4. That's fine. I don't want to take Golem. Quick Claw being out of the draft is not a bad thing either. Okay, Typhlosion thinks it's going to do a Blaziken impression. But Typhlosion is much worse with no stab on reversal. And Typhlosion also has to contend with the fact that it could be Sandstorm from T-Tar, which makes the dual reversal really quite unappealing. Ment 6, okay. And Ment 6 is not actually very good, unfortunately. I probably will take it, but this is not a good Salamence. Okay. It's almost certainly going to be Jolteon, Mence, Whiscash, I think. In that order. The Champions League finals starting in 20 minutes. It's fine, we'll be fast. Guys, you've got to win quickly, the football's on soon. Okay. Speed run. What did I just say I was going to take? Jolteon, Mence, and Whiscash. How did level 50 singles go? Poorly. We lost immediately. We lost immediately, unfortunately. Scizor. A little bit scary because Scizor 4 is careful. I'll two-shot the others. I won't two-shot Scizor 4. I'm a little bit worried about Scizor 2 using Swords Dance on turn 1. Even if I switch to Mence. Are you a Guna? Is this some kind of reference? I don't understand. From that damage, I know it's Scizor 4. Multiple reasons go Salamence here, not just because we have a resistance into wind, but also because I want to be able to aerial ace through Bright Powder. Oh, Arsenal fan. Guys, I'm not actually a football fan. I'm sorry. Do another one. Because going up to +6 makes quite a big difference on the aerial ace. What? One shot on the base 70s, right? I think it probably is worth greeding. I'm a bit scared about the Silverwind Omni boost. Yes, keep using agility. Can't use it anymore, you're already at +6 now. Let's go to +5. +5 and +6 are basically identical. I don't want to get crit, especially now that you've got the other boost. It's Gusty Garden Galaxy, yep. Hello, Glalie. Salamence good in Gen 4, it is quite good. Salamence is a bit of a bridesmaid in Gen 4 though. Regirock is really annoying. Salamence is a little bit guilty of just being worse to Garchomp in every single way. It's worse on the Trick Scarf teams. Doesn't quite... I don't think it quite makes sense in Castle either. It's not really reliable enough to be on Arcade. And it's also not as good as Garchomp at Hall as well. Salamence is quite good in the Gen 4 factory, at least. Yeah, Salamence gets outshone quite badly in Gen 4. Do I just ace? I'm so far ahead. I've got Whiscash in the back. I think I just do the most damage I can. God, that's fine, though, because it's not the Quick Claw one. This is definitely surf range. Infernape has any use? Unfortunately not. I think Infernape gets quite badly outshone by the slightly better typing that Lucario has, but Infernape is also a bit unusable in the tower because of how badly it gets beaten up by Quick Claw sets. High risk. I think I'm swapping this around. It seems unlikely. It's wonderful. Nidoking, yes. Are you gonna horn drill me if I switch? It is crazy how badly Garchomp destroys the Gen 4 Frontier. It's quite funny. Right, if you're going to be one of them, I'd rather not stay in. I do Shell Bell up. I'm a bit worried about Nidoking too, but I do Shell Bell up against it. And it does have to crit the Earthquake. Okay, it's Nidoking 4. Nidoking 1 was quite likely here because of the high risk, but it wasn't Nidoking 1. You didn't crit me, and I get loads of HP back here. I should get about 35. Yeah. Porygon 2 coming in is a bit weird. Might be a case for using Spark, but 2 of them are Lumberry. Let's just get the damage off, I think. Psychic. It's got to be 4, because Porygon 3 would try attack. So Psychic underrolled, Ice Beam on random damage. It's going to use Recover here. So we have... I guess we stay in because we heal while it recovers. Yeah, double high risk in the back. So yeah, we do... We have the chance of critting, and we are healing as well while this is going on. It also isn't guaranteed to use Recover. Oh, we missed. Perfect. Wonderful. Well done, Whiscash. I'm pretty sure Jolteon doesn't kill. Don't miss. Don't miss. What's last? Multi. There are no hack sets, they all die. Perfect. Psychic. Endurance. It's a little bit of a problem for Jolteon, to be honest, but I don't want to swap. I'm also a little bit aware that Whiscash could be frauded here. I'm a bit worried about Claydol. I'm also a little bit worried about Egg. Old Egg. But surely Egg wouldn't do something deeply embarrassing to Mence. I'm kind of thinking about Porygon. We saw Steel Wing as well from Multi. Steel Wing is 4 or 6. But fire types are bad. And we're speedrunning. I was really going to hope it wasn't going to be Trace, but obviously I have to get out of here now that it is. Just endurance is quite likely to be 1 or 2. Potentially 5. I'd love to bite you, but you are too bulky. W. I don't know. Do I need Jolteon for the back? Back psychic? Blah. I don't want to swap on Gardevoir 2's double team. That can go badly, badly wrong. I have to stay in. I hate this though. It better not be Gardevoir 1. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to switch to all that. It's possible for it to Magical Leaf again, I guess. I do have Lumberry, but I'd like to keep the Lumberry. Wow, it really wants to use Magical Leaf. There's the Hypnosis. Still no Dream Eater on Jolteon. Is there some kind of weird interaction that is stopping Dream Eater? Why aren't you using Dream Eater? What have I forgotten here? No, there's no AI. It should just be getting score +0. There it is, okay. It was just getting lucky on the Magical Leaves, that's fine. Keep count of both. It's quite likely that Jolteon's going to faint to Magical Leaf before this is over. Yeah, that's really annoying actually. Like with 10 PP, it's kind of an issue, right? What I can do is... potentially just headbutt. So Gen 3 AI has a massive amount in common with Gen 4. I did lose in level 50, yeah. I'm surprised it used it's used 7 Dream Eaters and 10 Magical Leaves. If it was the other way around, I would be fine, but it's got too much Dream Eater PP left. And Whiscash can't switch into Magical Leaves, obviously. It's got a really nasty feeling that if I stay in on this turn, I'm going to get hit by Hypnosis. It's also got leftovers, which is a problem. I should have gone for the headbutt line when I first switched out. It was greedy to try and PP stall this on Hypnosis and Dream Eater. In that case, do I want Jolteon to die? Don't think so. Flincherino. Unlucky. Kill it while I've still got my Lumberry, and then a Psychic type with an Ice Beam can come in. Or an Ice Punch, even better. I really want to dance. I think the dance is really important as well. Can I dance and then crunch still kill? Yeah. Particularly if I get a magical leaf again. Okay, even better. Even better. Keep doing that. Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm at +4. I kill the no bulk ones, which means I do... I mean, Latias 1 is max HP only. It's probably a range to kill Latias 1 with Aerial Ace. The worst ones would actually be the ones that live, which would be... 5, 6, 7, right? Latias 4 is 170, I'd kill it. It's only 5, 6, 7 that live Aerial Ace. And 5 and 6 gonna T-wave me. I've got Lum still, I'm fine. 7 would psych up, but I'm faster. Okay, so I actually always beat this unless there's a Focus Band or a Quick Claw. Okay. Honestly, it's probably 5. It's probably Latias 5. We have quite a good chance to kill 6. I don't want to take 5 though. It's got a bad clash with Ments in terms of its role. Just send something out that dies to Jolteon. Okay, well, that might die to Jolteon. Slowbro 4 is sassy. It's got Earthquake as well. I don't want to swap against Slowbro 4. It might be better to fight here, actually. Okay. We don't learn anything. Dougie. Flinch. Actually, we might as well check for the ability. Okay, it's not actually Arena Trap. I'll live a Rock Slide crit. And I'm slower. I've got Lumberry for that. Porygon is back. Do I give up the 2-shot? I don't think... I would against 1 and 3, right? Okay, max damage, and it's also better into 4. Crit, okay. Fire, high risk. So, overheat. But I've got Whiscash, I've got Ments. And Jolteon's pretty good as well. Don't need Slowbro for that. Oh yes, that's a great fire type. The most important thing about Trick Scarf is that you run 136 speed, so you outspeed the base 70s after you trick them. Apart from that, it's not actually that important. You slightly move around some of the chances for certain moves to crit and kill you, but it's unlikely you'll lose to that. I'm a bit worried about Golem 2 here. Is Earthbreaking. I don't want to lose Whiskash. At the same time, it is kind of Whiskash's job to do this, and Mens can try and beat the fire types. I do have to go Whiskash, I really don't like it. Rock Slide. No Quick Claw, please. Yeah, you definitely want to EV train for that. The EV training for bulk is not actually very important for Scarf leads. Arcanine. Okay, so it could be the Sunny Day set, and that would let it live Surf. But I think I'm surfing all the rest. Probably all of the time. And the Sunny Day set, I can go to Mence on the second turn against that. Crunch, okay. No crit. Arsenal PSG. Having known, I don't know anything about football, but I would guess the French club. Okay, Rapidash got a small chance, and its chance is over. I'm going to lose viewers to the football, so I have to hurry up. This is meant to be a speed run. Electric, slow and steady. That's not a surprise because of Thunderwave. Lantern 1, Ampharos 1, Jolteon 1. But I've got Jolteon 4. Several Thunderwave Zapdos sets as well. I don't actually use the mental calc ladder myself. I use something called Total Effective Bulk. But the problem with that is it does involve doing things like 43,000 divided by 15.5 thousand. But the best leads for Factory are generally, you want to be thinking defensively. So electric types make good leads because they often bait in a predictable move. They often bait in either Earthquake or the Stab Attack. But a Pokemon with a lot of weaknesses like Charizard does not make a good lead, I think, because you can get randomly hit by Thunder Punch, or you might be baiting their Stab Attack. It makes switching out of Charizard very difficult. At the same time, fast leads are good. And at the same time, slow Pokemon that don't work very well in the back work better in the lead slot because it can be difficult to switch certain Pokemon in. So like here, Whiskash is actually a bit awkward to switch in. It would work well as a lead, but I'd rather have Jolteon as a lead because I might be swapping Whiskash. Go faster. Okay. Thanks, Timothy. Lantern. Odds on it being Volt Absorb? Quite high, probably. Unfortunately, Hydro Pump does like way too much to Whiskash. I can't go Whiskash against Lantern 3. It's going to two-shot me with Pump. What I can do is go back into Mence after that, but then it's going to Thunder. Maybe I T-Wave this. This feels so weird to do that though. I mean, what to lead with in Factory? There's no consensus even among the top players, so there's not an answer to your question, unfortunately. Not a satisfying answer. is very likely to be Lantern 1 as well because of slow and steady, yeah. Unfortunately, we don't one-shot Lantern 1. Yeah, Confused Ray is slow and steady, so is Attract. What we'll do... Yeah, slow and steady is basically moves that inflict status or transient status on the enemy Pokemon. What I'm going to do is actually go to Ment. I might lose my Lumberry to Confuse Ray. I don't know. Do I want to set up? If it Confuse Rays, I don't get the setup. Explosion is also very good in the lead slot. Explosion and Debond in the lead slot. Explosion and Debond in the back are much worse because it can be difficult to consistently get them off. But yeah, the option to explode is amazing. It's like even in some of my worst matchups, I can trade 1-to-1. Yeah, Lantern triggers slow and steady on its own, so we don't know anything about this Machamp except for it can't be Machamp 8 because Machamp 8 would force it to be high risk instead of slow and steady. I think we're always going to Ment here. Oh, it's 2. I don't want to get in a boosting war against this. What I'm going to do is Ace to encourage rest. Yeah, so while you rest, I'll dance, so I can move you back into rest range again. And then you rest, and I Ace again. And then I keep boosting. You rest again, I Ace you down, and I keep boosting. This is how you manipulate the enemy into doing exactly what you want, so you can set up and win the game. Yeah, Mismagius 3 in Gen 4 is really good. The Debond Mismagius Gengar options are really nice. It's Electrode last. So I could miss Electrode 2 and Electrode 1 could live on 1 HP. But that's it. And I can Headbutt as well to reduce the chance of the loss to Electrode 1. I mean, Electrode 1 is never beating Whiscash anyway. Rest AI is not 100% predictable, but it is a 96% to get the +3. It's Noland. This will be the last match of the stream, guys. And then we can go and watch football. What did we see? The opponent's style and specialty is wrong on the overlay, by the way. This is for the previous match. Because you don't get information about Noland. Noland could send out a Jolteon. It's possible. Okay. Magmar. Magmar is almost certainly going to be a switch to Whiscash, I feel. Magmar 3 will counter fairly often here. I don't know if I feel it's worth losing Lumbarian to Confuse Ray for Magmar 2 or 4. And Magmar 1 would also be annoying. I guess Magmar 1 could Smoke Screen, but I probably still want to go Whiscash. Okay. Well, I'm going to Earthquake in case it's Magmar 2. Because Earthquake will kill Magmar 2. Magmar 1 actually lives both, but it's whatever. It is Magmar 2, okay. It's dead though. That's a Jolteon task. I guess Drill Peck could crit from Skarm 4 and then it could Quick Claw Jolteon, but that's about it. Okay, It's Scarm free, so it lives Thunderbolt. I could go Ment on the second rest. The problem is I'm not certain that Thunderbolt Crunch Crunch always kills this, with the random damage rolls included. Do you have any tips for early factory? Very early factory where it's random AI. My advice is always to take bulky Pokemon and don't switch too much. You want to limit the chances that random AI has to get multiple chains of good moves in a row. Which means bulky Pokemon are better for that. You can imagine if you've got something that dies in one hit, the random AI only has to get like the random move right once. Whereas if you have something very bulky, they have to get the random attack right multiple times to kill you. That's the way I think about it. I don't think I want to go for a Salamence setup here. It's probably possible, but I think a 3 versus 1. While I've got all Pokemon at full HP, I'm just so likely to win. Particularly with Jolteon lead on a potential Thunder Wave. Okay, Scarm 2 in Gen 4 is very good. Okay. I'm leaning more towards the Thunder Wave anyway. If I Thunder Wave this twice, it'll always die to Earthquake. I don't think it has a way to beat Whiscash anyway. I guess Electabuzz 1 lives Earthquake right because it's relaxed, but that's it. Cherry Berry or Lum? It's Lum, okay. Yeah, this is over. Because Whiscash is now faster. Go for the kill. Why not? It's often a mistake to try and switch. Unless you are switching to a much, much, much better matchup. Do you have Salamence to kill? We do live the Ice Punch. But Ice Punch could crit. GG Noland. So we are at 147. We're at the snooker maximum. $60 swaps. It's very unlikely I'm going to beat the 50 record in 100, but it's something I can kind of aim for, I guess. But we'll stop there, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'm excited for the next video, but I won't say what it is. I'm working on 2 videos at the moment. One of them I'm excited for, and one of them is going to be a nightmare. Can see that. I might play Gen 4 Arcade tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. I might play Gen 4 Arcade tomorrow. Wildcat currently has the 100 streak. The 210 streak in level 100 singles. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.